Good evening, everybody. I hope tonight finds everybody well and in good spirits. You know, I've been going crazy over here. They've got me censored. They froze everything on my channel, and I've been ranting, and they got me crazy. So, um, it says whistleblower. Well, am I a whistleblower? I don't know. I've just been around a long time, and things make a lot of sense if whether they're just however they wish to be perceived. It's like everybody thinks if you got these far-fetched ideas that, oh, everybody's conspiracy theorists and everything else like that. But during this whole investigation for uh, the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, okay? Of course, they're going to spin it. They're going to spin it and all this. They're going to have the hearings and all that bullshit game that they run, whatever they're doing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're getting to the bottom of it and all that, okay? We heard something about encrypted messages on the shooter's phone. What was that? They talked about encrypted messages, okay? Okay, so that should raise a red flag within itself. Well, there's different types of things. There's certain things that, well, encrypted messages, they would have to look at it and they could decipher what it is or decrypt it or just see what it is and how the recency of it. Is there a history of those things, and where are they going to? And they can look at things. It could be innocent, or it could be suspect. And so you hear about that encrypted messages, and so that alone. Now they had intel on that beforehand. Even Ray today, the director, they're still just trying to dodge whatever, they're trying to give more than Cheeto did and look respectful. And so, and they're going with the flow, and he's trying to do his thing. And so it's, you got the kid. So number one, he's doing them, and if there's recency, and then they could see what they are saying. So there's a lot of people that do encrypted messages for whatever reason. So if they're doing it once in a blue moon, there's no alert. If they're doing it all the time and there's critical things that are being said in there, you increase a level of alert. This is, until it reaches a point where it's like, we got to watch this guy. Okay? Now we got to watch this guy because something is up. So then that within itself, now the guy lives half-hour drive from there. They already had the drone he flew over that. They're going to try to reverse the information on there to see what it don't care. Wherever his flight pattern was, it was there anyways. So when you start adding up all these things, excuse me, folks, got it. So when you start adding up all these things, he would be at a high level, and now you can't Google this or look it up or anything or like that, but let's just say, for instance, there's buildings and agencies in America, okay, that, well, just like here, how do I get censored? Little old me, how do I get censored? On YouTube. My little channel, little old me, I get 50 views. How do I get How do I get this? Because why? I wrote papers in high school, so I'm on some watch list, and then they just block me, and then yeah, what am I going to be, a big voice on YouTube or something? And then they put these measures in place, so then I'm not even in the algorithm anymore. That truth serum, he'll just give up, which I do feel like doing. So are there? How can they have there's millions and millions of channels out there. There's millions of YouTube channels out there. How do they know? How do they know when the truth serum is saying something about this or that, and then they freeze my channel for 3 months? Little old me. How do they know? They just take a guess and they look at the truth serum. So that's a layup for them. Okay. Hello, my good people, the New York Jets, Ivan Lord Terra. So how do they know? Well, even before 9/11, see, now there's a key word, 9/11. That just sparked a red flag at YouTube, blah, 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 whatever. So there's key words. There's keywords. So, like, you're talking on your cell phone to your friend down the street, and you're going, oh, blah, 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 and you're bringing up political people or stuff, and certain words that are already in their program to catch, and you could be red flagged, or you could be flagged, and then they could look into it and say, well, that's innocent, or that could become a threat, and everything like that. So if you're sitting at your computer, and you got the camera on your device, do you think they can watch you just off the camera, off your, say you got your, say you got your computer device, whether it's open or not, or some people just leave them open on their desk and they just use it and go, and then you could close your computer. Well, is it that far-fetched that there's microphones in there that can hear the conversations in your living room or wherever you have your computer? When you have your computer just sitting at the desk and it's up and the camera's there, would you believe that they could watch? Oh, well, my camera is off. No, your camera ain't off. Your camera's not off, Herb. Your camera ain't off. Your camera ain't off. I would I I experienced that firsthand. Camera ain't off, Herb. It ain't off. So it's one thing to be censored, but how do you become a candidate to be censored? I mean, like, out of all the people that are running around now, there's a lot of people in America on cell phones, on computers, that are rocking and rolling. They're talking about everything under the sun. But how do you think they end up knowing that, well, there's a crazy in North Dakota that's plotting something? How do you think that they would be so lucky to gain that information? You see, so there's keywords in programs, and it could be innocent, and then if it keeps going on, and there's more and more keywords, and there's a lot of recency, and it's very active, and it's staying current, and then it'll be more until it's a threat. Yeah. Yeah, Ivan. One night this last fall, I was sitting there. I heard something coming from my phone. It was something breathing, like we're sleeping. It sounded like something breathing. It went on for 10 minutes. They have access to all the technical devices out there. That's a no-brainer. That is a no-brainer. I can't elaborate more on why they would do it to me. I can't elaborate on that, but um, it's just what happens. It's just what happens. You could have uncles or cousins or some people that were in the mill, whatever. You could just whatever, and they just try to say, "Oh, we got to watch this, we got to watch that, we got to do this, we got to do that." But yeah, but that camera, that little pin camera eye on your computer, ain't that common knowledge? That's common knowledge, ain't it? I don't know. Ain't that common knowledge? They have remote access to that. That's that's nothing. And this was all before 9/11. Don't you think they upped their game after 9/11? Yes, Tara. That's a no-brainer. So now if we want to go back and look at the assassination attempt on Trump and then go, oh, now they're talking encrypted messages. So they did all the hearings. They threw it around a little. Oh, it's a gaming app. It's a gaming app. You know who most likely uses encrypted message is the CIA and the FBI. That's who are most likely the government agencies that are using encrypted messages are the CIA and the FBI governmental agencies, so they can remain anonymous while they're communicating back and forth to each other. So this would-be assassin is into the encrypted message game, and many other clues are in the mix, and they've been spinning it on the TV. It's going to be spinning more new information, more new, all this and that. So this would be high alert, especially now. You could be on an alert and then say, well, this guy's talking smack about this guy. One guy's in Florida, one guy's in Alaska. Oh, well, that might be a lower level of urgency as long as they got eyes on the guy in Florida. Everything's cool. In this situation, what happened on July 13th, this guy lived down the street, 20-minute ride. Already playing the encrypted message game. How come the news media don't spin that? If anybody did any research gathering, they'd be able to just look at this other stuff and formulate their own opinions. But at least put it out there for the people to formulate their own opinions. That's all. That was level 5, high alert. High alert. So there wasn't in my opinion, it wasn't a CIA, a Secret Service failure. The Secret Service didn't fail that day. They did everything they wanted to do. Well, we're having hearings. We're going to fire Cheeto. They're not going to touch Mayorkas. No. He's part of a bigger regime. We're not going to fire him. They don't tell you. How come? So he should have been on high alert. There wasn't a failure. Oh, the Secret Service, they failed all this and that. They were aware of everything. They were totally aware. The only failure there was they failed to act. And President Trump lived. They did exactly what they wanted to do. You watch Fox and CNN and they're going to spin it till you're blue in the face. The grace of God stopped their mission, in my opinion. What that kid was doing on his phone should have already triggered an alert in some fashion. And if he lived in Alaska, it might have only been a minor alert. Who is this kid? Who is this kid? Blah, 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 blah. But encrypted message is a form of intelligence. That's a red flag within itself. So no matter what, you get the attention of somebody. And now the kid's a 20-minute ride from this place. So the FBI says we haven't figured out what the encrypted message say. You good people out there, well, you think you're going to hear what those encrypted messages said? You think you're going to hear what those encrypted messages said? I'm surprised they even said he was on an encrypted message app. They're gonna, I'll tell you what they're gonna do, just like I told you about how they were gonna investigate all this stuff. Just spin it. That's all. They're not gonna. They're gonna say he had these messages, encrypted messages, to talk on some type of video game, or there's a friend in frickin' Europe or whatever, and whatever. They're just gonna spin it like that. Whatever the encrypted messages were, they were meaningless. Meaningless. Well, when do you think we'll know what the encrypted messages said, Mr. Ray? Well, we'll get back to you on that. The old Cheeto move. The old Kimberly Cheeto move. Well, we'll get back to you on that. Well, isn't there an urgency for that? Well, there's a lot we got to do. No, you should know that, Ray. That you could already do that. They have so much. They have the ability like this. They act like it's a hammer and chisel at these hearings, and well, we'll get back to you on that. Yeah, we're still living in the Stone Age. They have that information yesterday. They know every key you hit on your keyboard. They know everything you hit on your cell phone. They know. They got intel, and then and whatever you're communicating, they'll pick out the words. Now, allegedly, to my belief, there are buildings here in America that's their whole job. That's their whole job. Computers, headphones, they're trying to pick up all communications, email, Gmail, telephones, keyboards, texting. They're trying to pick up, and there's a huge batch, and then there's a program that will catch certain words, and then you lower that population, you lower that number down, and then it's a lot of that could be innocent, and then it carries on, and then the program is certain words, recent activity. How long is this recent activity? And so lower that population down, and then there's other demographics and factors and information that you got to consider, like the location of these communications from this spot to that, this person to that person. Well, how would they do that? Well, now we might just want to look into that other phone, because they could have cohorts. They could have other people in the mix. Well, there's terrorist gangs that are trying to enter our country, so they know how to rock and roll like this. They know there's criminals, gangs, foreign countries. They already know this. They don't know who you are, but while they're gathering this information, they're just considering you're a terrorist. You're a terrorist. That's why they got this safety net in place. And it got worse after 9/11, but they already had it in place. So part of their budget whether it's Department of Homeland Security, which it falls under, and if the FBI picks it up under their agency, or the Secret Service picks it up, it'd be the FBI before the Secret Service. It'd be the FBI that would pick up more or less what I'm trying to tell you right now. And I believe it because I believe it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And it's common knowledge. It should be common knowledge. It should be common knowledge. That's all. Dapper the Rapper, Joel Gold, how's it going? They got me tripping on here. Of course, they got me censored. They froze my channel. I'm not even on the algorithm. Forget about subscribers. That's that. Because I started doing political videos and they have their keywords. Oh, well, the truth serum. How the hell is YouTube going to know you're talking about Kamala Harris or Joe Biden and the assassination attempt? How are they going to know? Your little old channel. How's YouTube going to know? Are you nuts? The truth serum, are you nuts? How are you going to be on their radar? Am I on a watch list? From my past? Am I on a watch for whatever reasons I will never disclose? But am I on a watch list? Oh, or I just say keywords and then they don't like it. And they're worried that if I got 1,000 subscribers, that it's easy to get 5,000 and it's easy to get 10,000. So put the little fire out and sabotage my channel. And go ahead. I'm going to speak what I want to speak till they turn me right off. That's all. And you know who works? Social media works with them. Social media works with these agencies. That's a layup. I'm not telling you people anything you don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So they got super programs. They got super programs that will pick up this type of stuff. Now, if you're just on your cell phone, blah, 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 okay, you reach a certain level until they go, hey, watch this guy. But if you're doing videos and you're talking to a bigger audience, which I accumulated 1,000 subscribers, and then you reach that level of, well, we'll just keep an eye on him. He talk about smack about this and that and everything, and we'll just slap him around. We'll freeze his channel, and that's it. This is the 5th time they've done it to me. And I wasn't going to talk politics anymore. Right, Robert? I wasn't going to talk politics anymore for said reasons. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'll go down swinging. I'll go down swinging. There's freedom of speech. I'm from a military family that fought for my freedom of speech. So this is my part of being a warrior. This is my part because my family, some passed away, military family. So I'm gonna demonstrate my freedom of speech till they kick me right off. This is my duty to be a part of a military family. That's all. They don't like it, then whatever they do. I'm used to this. Joel Gold, you see how many subscribers I've had for a while now. They froze me. They want me out. They want me out. But if they could make whatever, the ads or what, but they also want to keep their eye on you too. You know, I'm just little old me, little poor boy over here. I'm just little old me. But it's these programs that they have. They have these programs in place, like on your computers, on your cell phones. And if you communicate, it could be innocent communication, but they have people making sure. Social media, what are you typing on your computer? What are you saying on your phone? What are you texting on your phone? So they're like, well, let's just watch this guy. Sad boy Maz, Ivan Lore. So I wanted to talk to Dave Portnoy to just enlighten him personally on some things because he's got a big voice and he knows uh, these type. He knows he's a rebel. He's not afraid, and just talk to that guy and say, well, here's just some things, just some food for thought, and just toss some things at him that maybe he could try to communicate to the people and educate the people. Then censorship. Who's buying all these social media places? Anybody? Anybody? Who's buying? Who owns these big social media corporations? Huh? Who owns them? Joe Biden said his goodbyes tonight. Joe Biden said his goodbyes. He said, since he's been in office, he's been the best politician in 50 years, he said. Joe Biden. Everything they say over there, if you want to know what the truth is, whatever you see a Democrat talking, if you want to know the truth, it's the opposite of what they're saying. Okay? So that just keep it simple. Whatever they're saying, it's the opposite. And it's going to be a tight race. It's going to be a tight race. Yeah. So what I was trying to communicate here, like, I'm not a whistleblower because the people should know this type of stuff anyways, but I'm knowledgeable in two different arenas. I'm knowledgeable in two different arenas of somebody, a lady I knew once upon a time that might have been involved in the government, anybody else that might have been in the government or whatever, here or there. But when I'm sitting when I'm sitting in my living room, and then somebody that I might know close to me knows what I did that day. This is going back years ago. I'm like, years ago. Well, I haven't seen you in 8 years. You got to be crazy. What's in my living room? Well, you got the flower pot over here. How do you know that? Well, yeah, I also know what you've been saying, Joe. I also know what you've been saying. What? How do you know that? Because they got it in your electronic communication devices, whether it's a computer, a cell phone, whatever. Is that far-fetched? Is that far-fetched? And of course, it's a tool for the government to know if there's undesirables running around plotting things. Yeah, that's a tool, but you got to have integrity also. I could write crazy papers in college, and then somebody could say, wow, this kid's got revolutionary thoughts. And then there's a couple other dots you can connect somehow crazily. And then all of a sudden it changes. It changes. Who is that New York Pepper? So it ain't like whistleblowing. It's just like this has been in place for decades now, and it got revved up even more after 9/11. I think Congress or something was trying to say your privacy versus national security. They might have threw it around in some of the hearings once upon a time that, well, they could just say, no, in lieu of national security, we can do these things to our population. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, then who cares if they're listening in? But people still want their privacy. I mean, geez. And if they're watching you and listening to you off your computer, could there just be some agent sitting around and go, yeah, Billy, look, she's getting out of the shower now? I mean, come on. I mean, you got to think about this stuff. Yeah, that hot one from Iowa. Yeah, here she is. She's getting, yeah, well, come on, so there's integrity in there too. For the safety of our country versus your privacy. They've been doing it to me for years, so I don't give a crap. I'm not doing any crimes or anything. I'm not doing any crimes and all that kind of stuff. Then you get on YouTube and you talk political and their ears perk up. And I've been frozen 5 times in 2 years. You guys have been, some of you guys that have been around me a long time, you've seen my ticker stop and go. You've seen it through the last 2.5 years. All of a sudden froze. I've lost 6 subscribers in 3 months. They're taking the subscribers away now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Yeah, I went off on them and swore and did all that because whatever happens, happens. I don't have an opportunity to grow my channel. Little old me. I don't have an opportunity. I'm not even in the algorithm. I'm only going to get a small percent of that number of subs. And during any live stream, I'm only going to get 10% or 5% of that total population. So I don't even have a chance to grow. You guys watch me. Thank God for you guys that are perennials. You watch me, boom, boom, boom. I keep you guys up, but I can't cultivate any new land. There's a lot of farm fields out there, and I can't even cultivate any new land. So the only way I can do it is somebody. That's why I say share, share the video, because I'm not on the algorithm. So they just want me to quit or just stop talking politics, which I was gonna after. Should I say it? Should I say it? Yeah, Brittany Griner. When it all started happening, Brittany Griner, and then they shut me down for a while there, and then I said something else after that, and yeah. You have to put hashtags under your live. Oh, I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I don't know. But if Kamala Harris gets elected, it's going to be Mad Max in the Thunderdome. Food will be so expensive. If you see somebody at the freaking park eating a sub, somebody's going to freaking run up and grab their sub. If the country cannot see what's at play, the country deserves it. I'm from a military patriotic family, but yeah, the Yellowstone thing is concerning. Oh, okay. So, yeah. So I'm saying that the government has the capabilities of knowing these things, like this kid that went after Trump. They have the capabilities of intelligence that most people aren't aware of. So I would have to say, they're not going to tell us what was really on his social media communications. They're not going to tell us what was in those encrypted messages. Their agencies use the Encrypted Message Act. Their agencies use that. How's he using encrypted message apps willy-nilly, and all of a sudden he lives this close? He lives this close to the rally. All these variables that are in the air, all these variables that are in the air, and you got hearings that just the road to nowhere. The hearings, they're the road to narrow. No, they're the road to nowhere. So how do you have all these variables? And you have all these variables. That's only the first part of it. You have all these variables. From encrypted messages and or maybe other things on social media and or other talk to people or other things like that. So with that being said, the truth serum, with that being said, well, you could have all those variables in place. Oh, okay. But it's at the exact millisecond to the it's at so you got all the variables, and then during a minute of the Secret Service blunders, he's got an opening. What? So you got everything I just stated. All the variables, all the planets are lining up in place, but that still doesn't mean nothing unless the Secret Service has their guard down. So that was married at the precise time. That's 2 billion to 1 shots. That's like in statistics and probability for the unblemished record of the Secret Service, their proven record, their unblemished record at the Secret Service, and then to have all these variables on the kid's side, you got all these other connected dots with the encrypted messages, and then he is living that close to the site. All that takes place at the same time the Secret Service has their guard down. That is 1 billion to 1 shots to happen. A week after the debate, the debacle debate of the minute they find out Joe Biden got exposed, and then the timeline after he was stuttering and said Medicaid reform, boom, they went, whoa, we got to figure this out. All these things are just long shots, huh? Yeah. So they all had to come into place. In the laws of probability, you don't need to even be well versed and degreed in these subjects. Common sense and logic. That's like I say, when you look at Trump and you look at Biden or Harris, just use common sense and logic. They try to turn you into emotional people that are emotional voters. They're just paying, Kamala, she's doing a pep rally in a gym. Yeah. Well, what's your record? You got 0 record, Kamala. Well, who cares? We like her and we don't like Donald Trump. Donald Trump's record is pristine. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. So I go by evidentiary evidence, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. He started talking about John Wayne. And so all I'm saying is those are my thoughts and opinions about that attempt on Trump, that they never mentioned a lot about those encrypted messages. And they ain't going to tell you more than what I just told you. They ain't even going to tell you what I told you. They're not going to even tell you that much. They'll say we had some problems. Well, we'll get back to you. And then it just disappears in the wind. Encrypted messages. 95, 98%. Like, who's running around using in today? It's just in society. Who's running around? Most of you good people didn't even know there was anything out there that was called encrypted messages, because it's supposed to be on the down low, and mostly the Department of Homeland Security uses that to try to catch and find terrorists. Yeah. Yeah. So, and what's it say for the Democrats that were on the committee and they went up and down Cheeto? Because everybody's vulnerable. Everybody's vulnerable. They realized if they could take shots at Trump, who's safe? That's why they both unified and they ganged up on Cheeto and she quit. Nobody's safe. Because that would have caused, if they would have killed President Trump or former President Trump, there would have been civil war in our streets. They were trying to. They were trying to divide the country. They were trying to divide the country. Well, why do you say that to True Serum? Well, when you got civil unrest, what happens? What happens, folks, when you have civil unrest in a society? Well, you better bring in the military to calm things down and impose martial law. What traditional countries usually impose martial law? Communist countries, Marxist countries, socialist countries. They're pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. It's going to be a close election. It's going to be a close election. So, yeah, they froze my channel up. Well, I can't get peed off anymore. I'll just do my thing, you know. They froze it. The minute I said Brittany Griner, they kicked me off for what was that? 13 weeks? Yeah. And then I've been talking smack about Joe Biden and some other things along the way. Robert, you were right. Don't talk political, but I'm woven from the fabric where I speak my piece and I use freedom of speech, and whatever happens, happens. I'll go down swinging till they just whatever they do. That's all. I'm 61 years old. I'm not 25, and I might have said, oh, well, yeah, I just won't talk about this. I won't talk about that. No. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Too bad Joe fouled out, wanted to see the golf one versus. Oh, man. See, they're so comfortable where they just put it in the people's face. Because like I keep telling you, they've had communist psychologists come over into America in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and how they maintain and impose communism. And if they want to use whatever tools they use for free countries, they implement them there. So they bring them here. They bring them here because globalists, at the end of the day, run everything. The globalists. We're not going to unpack that. So, and they came in, and some were professors. Some professors at universities were teaching these things. They were very, very, very smart in their fields, and they infiltrated universities and educational systems and government agencies and everything else. Yeah. So it's not conspiracy theory. This is reality theory. It's not a theory. It's a law. It's a law. In science and other areas, you have theories until they become proven, which could turn a theory into a scientific law. There was theories of the universe that have become universal laws. There's been theories in science that have become scientific law. So they've been like a piece of clay. They've been massaging you and massaging you, and then media come on, cable come on. Boy, this is a shortcut. Cable, print media, and they'll slowly dumb you down and dumb you down. And now the Democrats are all emotional voters. They're visual, emotional, rah, rah, rah. They're riding on the vine. Their voters are riding on the vine. These scientists and theorists and psychologists, they already knew that. They already knew that because the government had an election. America had an election process. So they could get into the psyche of the citizens, some more than others. Yeah. Because when you look at something and you don't accept it, you look at a fact and you won't accept it. So you could say, Joe, the sky is blue. I won't accept it because my team I'm on, we're just convinced that we're not going to believe what you say or agree that the sky is blue. These psychological tools that they've been using. There's videos you can watch or whatever from the 40s and 50s, but you slowly gain. People don't even realize they're walking sheep to the slaughter, and you're a number. You're not a human being. You're a number that represents a vote or no vote. That's all you are. Like Bob Seger said, I'm not a number. To the IRS, I'm another file. I'm just another statistic on the wall. Bob Seger, God bless the late, great Bob Seger. Yeah. You're a number. That's all. And how they can sway you and believe, but they're putting it up there. There's either going to be an enlightening of America, an enlightenment, a period of people trying to think for themselves, formulate their own thoughts by evidence. How do the Democrats have so much evidence of compare and contrast Donald Trump to Joe Biden? Now, on 50 levels, Trump wins in the compare and contrast because society knows their everyday lives. This isn't rocket scientists. So how? If you choose to compare and contrast, which the robots, the sheeple, don't even care to compare and contrast. They're so hypnotized, they won't even say, okay, let's sit down and look at the facts. Well, this is like this. This was like this for Trump. This was like this for Biden. They don't care. They don't care. They're emotionally hypnotized sheeple. That's all. Sheeple. And as those sheeple grow in numbers, they can slowly tank the country. And then at some point in time, they're going to create civil unrest. And then there'll be tanks on the streets and checkpoints. Mission accomplished. Do you think if Trump would have got killed that day, there would have been civil unrest? If Trump got killed that day, would there have been civil unrest in the streets? It would have been chaos. Chaos. And then they can impose martial law if the military goes along with them. They have to have the military to go along with them. Some countries tried it when the military did not go along with them. They played that game in some other countries. In the military, your military has family, civilians. Your military is made up of civilians that are supposed to do the work for the government. So are you going to be loyal to your government or the civilians that are being oppressed? So historically speaking, that could flip flop. Yeah. So yeah. So they could watch everything off your computer. They could hear everything off your computer. They can do it from your phone. It's a no. This isn't just questionable things. This is easy. And if they use it to protect the country, yeah. Versus your privacy, like I said. I want them gathering information on terrorists that are coming. Now that the damn border's open, you know how many terrorists are coming into our country? Now I want them to be able to implement all these ways to figure out who's communicating what on their phone, encrypted messages, code words, and things that'll raise their eyebrows and go, yeah, they're plotting something over here. They're plotting something over here. Now they're going to have to use these said things I've mentioned more so. Because you just let in hundreds of thousands of freaking questionable people we don't even have any records on. Wow. They're a perverted regime. They're a demented regime. Men that want to race girls in the Olympics, swimmers. What is this? They're only corrupted and evil, but they're perverted. I'm a man, but I'm telling you, I want to be a girl, so I can go in that girl's bathroom. What is this? What is going on in our country? They've taken it so much further because they believe that America has been dumbed down. They believe that you people are sheeple. They're just getting as much in as they can. When the door is open, get it all in when that door is open. And who's been standing in front of that door for America? Donald Trump. He's the roadblock. They've tried to put him in jail from day one. And what else happened on July 13th? You don't have to connect the dots. There's no more dots to connect. Sometimes things just turn into common knowledge. So, of course they're not. Of course they're just going to keep my ticker froze. That's all. Freeze it. But Dave Portnoy, he could say things like he could talk about speculation and his thoughts on Barstool, and that's cool. That's cool. He's got a louder voice than me. I'm not even in the algorithm, so I won't even get 100 views for this video. I'm not even in the game. So I won't even realize 100 views. I could put down, I found the cure for cancer. I could put that in my title. I found the cure for cancer. It would get 32 views. That's the way it goes. Welcome to the jungle. It gets worse every day. I'm crazy, and even being patriotic with all that said. Not to be evil or whatever, but it'd be interesting to see Kamala Harris get in and what this country would look like with 4 years with Kamala. I'm 61 years old. Who the hell cares? My daughter lives overseas. Not that I don't love the family that I have here still, but yeah. All them cheering at their little pep rallies, all that. They're affected more. They would be affected more under Kamala Harris. Their tongues are hanging out already, and they're still cheering for them. Their tongues. Those psychiatrists and psychologists from Europe were right when they come in here in the 30s, 40s, and 50s and infiltrated into our country. They're right. They're right. Joe Biden got 10 million votes or 100, whatever, how many votes? They're right. Exhibit a hack bum, 40-year failed politician. They're right. They're right. There's got to be an awakening. There's got to be an enlightenment. So, yeah, they're the gatekeepers. Well, see, with Joe Biden, for you go rent a car, they rented Joe Biden. Okay. And they did whatever they did with him. They own Kamala. They own her. They rented Joe Biden. They own Kamala. Mm-hmm. Is she black or are both of her parents Jamaican? I don't know. I'm just asking. Remember Obama? Yeah, check his papers. No, here's Kamala. Obama has not endorsed her yet. Or whatever. Obama. He might want to push Michelle. Maybe Obama's waiting on Michelle. Maybe Obama's waiting. Hey, we might give Michelle a shot, huh? They still got to have the convention. Are they going to have the convention? They gave all the delegates to her. Shamalama. Kamala. Who would believe this stuff would even be happening in America? In 1980, if you told me, Jojo, in 2020, this all would be happening, I'd say you're crazy. I know the globalists and stuff, they can get things in and all that, but it would never be this extreme. Well, here it is right in our faces. See, right now, they don't even care to put it in your faces because they've been dumbing down society so strong. They only had 3 networks and 3 or 4 major newspapers back then for the media. They own the media. So they could throw propaganda and bull crap up and down on a loop. They could do it around the clock, and it'll get in your soul. Some buy it, some don't. But we'll know 2024. We'll know. And like I said before, I wish one of my professors were still alive so I could say I told you so when I was writing papers a long time ago saying this could happen and this could happen. What about in the year 2000? This could happen, or 22, whatever. What if this could happen and that happened? Wow. Pretty interesting paper, Joe. Well, yeah, pretty interesting paper. I'm seeing it before my eyes on steroids now. Wow. I had some ideas and thoughts how you can manipulate and dumb down a society. Yeah, that's an easy paper to write. I didn't ever know it would be like this because they don't care now. They don't care now. They built up that base that will follow them like the sheep to the slaughter. That's all. Yeah. Easy stuff. They know about operant conditioning. They know about classical conditioning. They know how to make you conform. They've tested these things for decades. They got your mind. They got you. You'll walk into the fire while you're still cheering. Rah, rah, rah. Wow, it's getting hot in here. Well, you're heading to the fire. Wow, geez, no. Rah, rah, rah. Yeah. I've been so indoctrinized. Yeah, rah, rah, rah. Geez, it's getting a little hot in here. Yeah, well, Joe, turn around. You're going right into the fire, for crying out loud. No, I'm all right. Yeah. all them voters that want to vote for the Democrats. I'm not Democratic or Republican. We were historically, my elders were historically Democrats. I just don't pick an allegiance and stay with it while the house is on fire. You just stick with the party when the house is on fire. I just try to use common sense. Like Trump said in the rally tonight, what I've been telling you folks all, just common sense. Compare and contrast. This is simple. An 8-year-old could do it. That's how much strongly they embed the people's psyche. To be emotional and not accept facts. Not accept facts. Unless they were in a highly critical, compromising spot. Then they might go, oh, geez. Oh, yeah, I better do this. When a loaf of bread is $12 and a gallon of gas is $20 and all your cost of living is going up. Biden said there was no inflation. When's the last time Joe Biden, he just did that sign-off speech? What? It's hyperinflation. It's inflation that the economists haven't even thought of a word for it yet. I traditionally call it hyperinflation from advanced economics, just whatever they want to call it. Really, Biden, you ain't been shopping for groceries, huh? Bums. Yeah, Ivan, that speech was as much of a dud as his presidency because the cash grab is over. The cash grab is over. He's still in control for 6 more months. He's still in control for 6 more months. Kamala or him didn't even greet Netanyahu. Kamala went to a pep rally, 70 people in the gym. She was doing the Democrat cheer. What's it spell? Give me a H. Give me a E. She was doing her cheerleading in front of 70 people at her rally in a gym. Donald Trump was in an arena that had 20,000 and there were 30,000 people outside. 50,000. They had canned applause at Kamala Harris's pep rally. She should have been in a cheerleading uniform. Wow. Give me a K. Give me Kabbalah. What's it spell? Evil. Yeah. Just like Biden ran his campaign from a basement. He ran his campaign from a basement. Kamala already knows she don't have to get big rally. They're already trying to oppose safe ballots. Why would the Democratic legislation, why would the Democrat legislators, Congress, Senate, why would they oppose for safe elections? Why would they oppose to make elections safer? You have to have a voter ID card. Kamala came up straight up and said it from an interview 2 years ago or something that anybody that comes in can vote. Anybody could come in and vote. Why? Because you put them up at the Ritz-Carlton and they're getting room service. So you're buying those votes. Of course she doesn't want voter register. Of course. This is just simple stuff. I'm not making this up. People need to pay attention to what's going on in the country before it's too late. It's going to be real hard. That's all. Then what you try to do is make it out of the damn country. I got a passport. I don't plan on using it, but get the hell out of Dodge. I don't even want to be in America after that. Mm-mm. I tried. Well, they got a nuclear submarine right outside of Cuba right now. Biden's gone. Kamala's doing pep rallies in gyms. She don't even greet Netanyahu from Israel. That's a strategic military spot in the Middle East. She blows him right off. There's a nuclear submarine sitting within distance. Maybe it's biblical. Maybe this is biblical. Maybe it's biblical. Maybe it's the end times. I don't know. Maybe it's biblical. Because these are democrats. They've been chosen by Lucifer to do his bidding. Democrats. And the only savior is Donald Trump. I'm not Democratic or Republican. I just try to call it like I see it. It's very simple stuff. It's simple stuff. How many of these terrorist groups are already on our soil? I don't know about you, but just in my everyday life, I know I tell you, well, we got to put some things aside, enjoy our day, and this is going on, yeah, and we got to enjoy our day. But I have this uneasiness about me sometimes when I'm just thinking these psychos and killers are just walking across our border every day. Just, I just feel like, wow, every day here they come. Yeah. Kamala was supposed to be the border czar. The border czar. Cheadle, Mayorkas, when Ted Cruz was grilling Mayorkas, the Department of Homeland Security head, they ain't even been to the border. They haven't even been to the border. Kamala's the border czar. Border czar, she ain't been to the border once. She was out traveling around the world shopping or reading woke books to little kids. Woke books, going to schools and reading woke books to 5 years old and 6 years old. She wasn't at the border. That's what Kamala was doing, polluting. Yeah. Yeah. You got the globalists. She's one of the biggest radicals that ever been on our soil. She's a puppet. She's straight up puppet. And they own her. They rented Joe Biden, but they own Kamala. They own her. She's the puppet. That's all. Trump gets 50, 60,000 at the rallies, blah, 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 all this and that. Biden did his rally. Biden did his campaign from a basement. Kamala does her campaign from gymnasiums. How could it be a tight race? How could it be? The polls say 2 points here, 2 points there. The polls are teeter-tottering. How could that be? How is that? How can that be? Craziness. So, yeah. So, yeah, she was in Aspen, Ivan. It's like our country is a person, and it's getting stabbed left and right, and there's nothing to stop the bleeding. So every day that goes on, our country's hemorrhaging, and nobody's stopping the bleeding. Every single day that goes by. She's in Aspen. She's shopping in Paris. She's going around the world. She's been everywhere but the border. Wow. She's been everywhere but the border. Joe Biden gets up there perennially, and today, every single thing he said out of his mouth was just insane. Was the opposite. On his farewell speech, everything he said was the opposite. Those Democrats don't see it. They don't see it. I guess they don't believe that there's a problem at the border. I guess they don't believe that the price of food is up 5 times. I guess they don't believe that a gallon of gas is up 9 times. I guess they don't believe it. They're purchasing these things, but they still refuse to believe it. They're still cheering. They see the evidence. That's that psychological game that I said. Yeah. So that's that, folks. It's the truth serum, the encrypted messages and all of that. I would like to tell somebody with a big channel some of my views and some other things, but I can't. I'm not going to do it on here. They got me blocked and stopped anyways as it is. But yeah, I'd like to give somebody like Dave Portnoy or something just a little dialogue or something, so maybe he could communicate and just say, hypothetically speaking, just put it in general what if terms. Stay safe and say what if terms, and then he could tell his audience of 15 million, what if this was that? Open up people's thinking, you know. So that's cool. At least Dave Portnoy from Barstool, at least he's out there and he ain't afraid to speak his piece. I give him credit. He'll never watch this, but I give that guy credit because he's got cayunes. He's got cayunes. I'm not even in the algorithm. So that's that. Tape the camera eye. Tape the camera eye on your computer and turn the volume down. It still ain't gonna work. That still ain't gonna work. You know, they had computers. Well, they had computers in the older computers that had, I don't know. I'll give you one little last Scooby snack. Let me see. Well, there ain't a pin on here. Well, I could just explain. They had computers, right? Every household was having a computer. And there were more elevated computer keys. Now you got a flat. All the keys are flat and everything. But like you could have the tip of this. Centimeters. They didn't have the capability back then to do. They had the technology before the consumers had the technology. When they put out consumer goods, technical goods, the governments already had them. They get the advanced technology. They got UFO technology they're not going to release to America. So they strategically put that out. But they could put, now see this, my keyboard is all flat, but they can insert a little camera eye, like this is like some incense, just this little, like a toothpick. They could put that, they could have buried that anywhere in your computer, almost invisible to your eye, and watch you and listen to you. Well, I got out of the shower and well, whatever goes. Well. All right, folks. So that's that. Hit the like button, share, because there ain't no other way. I'm not in the algorithm. So if you want to support the channel, that's it. There's a link to the Cash App in the book, but If you want to support the channel, you can do that, or hit the like button, or share, because I'm not even in the algorithm. I mean, that's what pissed me off the other day real bad. I'm out of the game. I'm not even in the game. I'm not even in the bleachers watching the game. All right. So I appreciate you good people that I still have, and you come in and you help me out. I appreciate the people that I got. Forgive me, I went nuts on YouTube. I went crazy. You know, I went a little crazy. Forgive me, God. Forgive me, Jesus. I went a little crazy. I mean, geez, little old me. But there's a history behind all that, and I can't speak on it. I mean, alleged. I can't just give thoughts or whatever like that. There's a, I'll tell Dave Portnoy, but I can't. I'll tell him to just say what if stuff on his channel, but he ain't never gonna know about this channel. But at least I know he went on Fox News and rock and rolled. So he ain't afraid. At least I know that dude ain't afraid. From Barstool, he ain't afraid. He's not afraid. I would just like to give him a little food for thought so he could come up with some what if scenarios and just use whatever, just privately say blah, 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 this and that. That's all. Because he's got a louder voice. Okay. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Elias. Thank you, Tara, Ivan Lore, everybody that comes in here. Forgive me if I miss anybody. There ain't many, so you ain't going to miss them, Joe. You're not going to miss. There ain't a lot. Sad boy, Maz. EB23, you've been popping up. Well, that's how we do it over here. The New York Jets, he come in. The New York Jets 15. Tara, yes, Tara. Ivan. Eddie Love, boy. Eddie Love, he comes in here smooth. Eddie Love. Yeah. I'll give you the news, Eddie. You know how I roll. Dapper the Rapper. Been riding in this car a long time. I appreciate all that. We wrap it around this and that. Yeah. Elias Barnes. That's all. So you heard it all. I guess that's everybody. Guess I gave everybody my love. So, yeah, boy, Kamala was having a pep rally, but boy, I like the song they were playing though. People around the world join in on the love train. I gotta say, they played a good song in that, Jim. The theme to Soul Train back in the day. Anybody that liked any soul music, I like all music. So I appreciate you folks. Have a great night. Be the kings and queens. Don't give up, because them vampires are coming. Them vampires are coming. Stay strong, and stay aware of things, Yeah. Thank God for music. Yeah, when Sir Drums comes in and the Bonzo, we're gonna do some more music and do a music chat. I'm gonna have to stop doing political things. Not. Well, you should do more gangster stories and stuff like that, Joe. Baba. I'm off the algorithm. It don't even matter. What you're watching is gangster. You want gangster stories? What you're watching right now in America is gangster. Okay? They're a lot worse than the gangsters. Okay? What you're watching is gangster stories. That you're watching the gangsters. You're watching paid gangsters from the government. You're watching gangsters. I didn't stop doing gangster stories. You're watching gangsters. All right. New York Jets 15. Hey, Thought you abandoned me, man. You're supposed to be driving this damn car. I'm getting tired. How long can I stay at the wheel? It's been an hour and 20 minutes. What? Gene Barillo was arrested in Florida? Is that true? All right, the New York Jets. God bless you and your family, man. You know, I'm not gonna cry about. Yeah, I'm pissed off, right? Because I could have had been more ahead on my channel. When you get to 1,000 subscribers, yeah, it pisses me off. I've done 600 videos. I'm the hardest working YouTuber. At least let me benefit from that. At least let me benefit from that. No, no, they want to censor me. They want to censor me. Yes, I like doing my show, my hobby, and everything. But if they had me up there, if they had me in the algorithm, these videos should be doing 3,000 views, 5,000 views. If you got 1,000 subs, 1,200 subs, you could talk about how to build a sandcastle and get 5,000 views. No, I'm not even in the algorithm. So then I don't get ads. I don't get ads. I'm going to make 2 cents off of ads. So I thought when I reached 1,000 subscribers, I could get monetized and generate some revenue. I don't even get that for all that hard work I put in. But I do enjoy doing my channel. But they just said, screw you. It all started with Brittany Griner. That's all. So there's a pro-Trump YouTube channel and they shadow ban. Oh, the New York Jets. My cousin Mario Frado has a pro-Trump YouTube channel and they shadow ban him immediately. Yes. We'll have to find out who owns this tube. Elias, he threw a glass at a waiter. Would they try to poison him? Holy cow. Jeez. How come every time I look at the clock, it's 10:23 or 11:11? Why is that? 10:23 or 11:11? Maybe Trump's not one of them. Yeah. But holy cow. I was accelerating exponentially, rocking and rolling. So that's that. Ain't freedom of speech. It's a tool the globalists have been using to get their freaking elected freaking robots in. Yeah. So I like my community. I like doing my thing and stuff, but I don't know how long I'm going to last on here. I mean, I do enjoy it, but no. Yeah, Trump was amazing. Just do your thing, Trump. I mean, well, you know what's going to be coming up? I think they're going to do a production of Kamala Harris's career because I don't know if I saw him say it or somewhere, but there's some big money coming in back in Trump. Kamala, she got the globalists, hundreds of millions, whatever it is. She got the globalists. Kamala's got enough money to run ads around the clock. Ads. She's got enough money. She'll have ads on Fox News, Fox TV. She'll have ads on Fox TV. Ain't that something? Kamala will have ads on Fox TV. Oh, Elon Musk giving Trump 40. Oh, yes. Thank you, the New York Jets. So Trump is going to make some type of production thing showing, let's just see what Kamala has accomplished in all her year of being a public servant. Let's see. Can that unhypnotize some of the robots? You just need a couple of those robots to come over to Trump, and that might decide the race. So you just need a couple of those robots. That's all. But he's got a montage. And you know what he's got? Also, my good people, I thought I was signing off. You know what else he's got, my good people? They got, so they just, some people might just say, oh, well, Trump is saying that. The robots, well, Trump is saying that. Trump is saying that. Well, you don't think Donald Trump has been digging out all the interviews that Kamala Harris has done since forever, and the things she said on those interviews? They're putting that to, his production staff is putting that together right now. Maybe Elon Musk might be handling that money. Go handle that. Here's $5 million. Let's get this montage together and show from day one, going back to good old Californication, San Francisco. Wait till you see that montage of clips of the words that came out of Kamala Harris's mouth. Wait, show them sheep and robots that she has. Maybe then they can switch over and go, whoa, hold the phone. Hold the phone here. Whoa, maybe I bought some swampland. Well, you know what? Come to think of it. So, yeah. So we'll see what happens there, because they're going to put something together. It's you know, the gloves are off. The gloves are off now. He's being cool, level. The strategy is stay cool and level. Just try to win the election. But you're going to see these ads. Whew, these are going to be some crazy ads. They both got unlimited money to buy ads. So, yeah. Okay, she's American. Yeah. She was marrying 2 women? Wow, she has all the power. Jeez. She's probably baptizing children in some of these places. Gosh. Wow. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. That was Rick James's house. Rick James. Yeah. Good old Rick James. Like I said, he had his freaking studio right close to me. We're not going to get into that. From Buffalo. So, yeah, folks, going to be very interesting. We're going to keep plugging away. I don't know if they're ever going to put me back in the algorithm or not, but we'll just take it, see what happens. That's all. So, the Blue Ridge Mountains, wow. Just, they make you just want to go live off the grid, Mother Nature, gather your food and hunt. It just make you want to just go live off the grid and just put all this insanity aside. Well, that's the world we live in. It's the country we live in, and we'll go with it. So, all right, folks, I appreciate your cooperation, helping me out, settle down now. And yeah, so just remember about the censorship and how they gain their information. Okay, I stated it in the video. Just remember that. So, all right. So I thank you guys for coming in. We'll just keep playing it by ear and stay abreast. So that's all. Be the kings and queens of the world. Stay great. Keep fighting. I got to tell myself to keep fighting, but what the heck? I don't even have gloves to fight. So that's all right. Let the universe and let God, whatever you believe in, bless you. And that's that. See you soon, God willing. Thank you.